Well, I thought we'd come out here in the garden so that people passing by think that I'm actually working. And we'll start by looking at this. Well, I think we can work out what that is. It's something that will kick out 10 amps. Yeah. Interesting looking sort of box, isn't it? Yeah, not really sure what I want that for, but this box is quite interesting. Transformateur JEP. Alternating current, 110 to 130 volts. That's a problem because we haven't had 110 to 130 volts in America, in France, for a very long time. Says it's made in France. Look at the insulation on the wiring. This, of course, should just go into the wall, into the 130 supply. That's an interestingly safe looking plug, isn't it? So you plug that into an electric supply and then you wire that to something, and then you twiddle this knob and presumably things go forwards and backwards. But what sort of things? Well, look at this. Isn't that truly horrible? I think we can say it's got patina or rust. So we might look as well at that, which has also got what we could call patina, but those seem to hook together, don't they? Yes, that sort of hooks to that, like that. Cameraman's not doing a very good job on this video, is he? And it sort of starts to look like it's some sort of train, doesn't it? And in this little bag is some sort of signal, and then we've got, I guess some of you will call that a caboose. I guess some of you will. And then we've got a tender behind. That actually feels quite heavy. There's a weight in there that seems to be loose. And if you've got a tender, maybe in front of the tender you should have a locomotive. Yeah. And it looks as if some little boy has painted this horribly badly. But just look at the wonderful, wonderful motor that lives in there. That looks like the sort of motor that is going to suck all of the power out of a power station, doesn't it? Yeah, that's an interestingly horrible thing. And sadly, broken is the lever that makes it go forwards and backwards. That's probably not a big issue with it. And just in case you're thinking, well, yeah, that's all very interesting, obviously it's something to do with a model railway. And there's track. Well, there would be, wouldn't there? And there's quite a lot of track which is good. And some of the track is curly and some of it is straight, and all of it has got 3 rails, and it's got these magnificent, I'm going to call them points. I know some of you will call them switches, but isn't that truly fantastic? It'd be really fantastic if it actually flicks over. Might want 2 hands on that. But what a wonderful piece of stuff. All I need now is to build a room to build a model railway in. Not going to happen this afternoon. But I just think that was wonderful. And how I came to end up with this was Nicole and myself were walking around the brocante, and she knows what I'm interested in, and she got all excited and loud, which is never good if you want to bargain with people, and she pointed this box of stuff out to me, and I looked at the price label on it, which actually in truth was a very fair price. But I looked at it and I thought, I cannot justify paying that much for a toy. Now, again, in truth, I could sell it for at least 3 times what the asking price was, if I had time to take pictures of it and put it on the internet and all that sort of stuff. So the price wasn't rude, it wasn't a bad price, but it was a price that I couldn't really justify. So I made a silly offer, and the lady smiled and said yes, because we didn't get there at 7 o'clock this morning when all of the commercially minded people go to brocantes. We got there about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when people think if they haven't sold it by now, they're not going to sell it. So I was pleased. She seemed very pleased. I don't know if her husband's going to be so pleased when she tells him how much I gave her for it. Nicole's very pleased, because she found something that she thought I would like. I'm very pleased because isn't it just wonderful? I'm going to spend a bit of time doing some research to find out when we think this was made. One of the problems with this kind of stuff is stuff like this was made in the 1930s. But in the 1940s, when people got tired of killing each other and building aeroplanes, a lot of little factories started making in the 1950s exactly what they'd been making in the 1930s. They might change the paint scheme a bit or something. So it's very difficult giving an accurate and proper date for things like this. Could be 1930s, could be 1950s. I look at that motor, and doesn't that just scream of being old? You know, it's delightfully horrible, isn't it? Well, anyway, that's the secret. The stuff that I bought at a brocante. Not as exciting as a spade or a bottle of oil, is it? But I would ask that you all keep it to yourselves. And if you can't keep quiet about it, I know someone who will lick your ears clean for you, violently.